The most skilled coaches I've observed do something that newer coaches almost never do. They let silence live, and it changes everything. I've watched hundreds of coaching sessions over the years, and this is one of the clearest markers of mastery I've seen. The coach who can sit in silence, truly sit in it, not just tolerate it. That's a coach who has developed something profound. So let's talk about why this matters so much. Here's what separates coaches who are competent from coaches who are truly skilled. It's not about having better questions. It's not about knowing more frameworks. It's about understanding that silence is not the absence of coaching. It's actually one of the most powerful forms of presence you can offer. When you're silent, you're not doing nothing. You're holding space. You're trusting the process. You're communicating to your client that they have room to think, to feel, to discover. That's mastery. ICF frames this as marker 5.07, creates or allows space for silence, pause, and reflection. Notice those words, creates or allows. Sometimes you're actively creating that space by choosing not to speak. Other times, you're simply allowing it to exist rather than filling it. Either way, this is what assessors look for when evaluating your presence as a coach. Can you let the silence do its work? The ability to use silence is powerful. It's powerful for coaching presence. It's powerful for the client. And it's powerful to witness what happens. Think about your own presence first. When you can be silent, you're grounded, you're centered, you're not rushing to fill space out of your own anxiety. That groundedness, your client can feel it. Now think about what happens for your client. They need time and space to think deeply, to integrate what's emerging, to discover their own answers. You can't give them that if you're constantly talking. And here's the third piece. What gets revealed in the silence? Breakthrough insights emerge. Authentic emotions surface. Things that change everything come up when there's actually room for them to appear. So what enables skilled coaches to use silence so effectively? They're comfortable not knowing. They don't need to have the answer ready. They trust the client's process and their own intuition. They're in complete control of their emotions, so they don't feel like they need to fill the space of silence. Their own discomfort doesn't drive the conversation. And most importantly, they hold their clients as competent, creative, resourceful, and whole, not needing to be fixed, not needing to be rescued. When you truly believe your client is capable, you don't rush in to save them from their own thinking process. Let me name what gets in the way. Filling silence because it feels awkward. That's your discomfort, not the client's need. Interpreting their silence as struggle that needs rescue. They might be doing their deepest, most valuable thinking work right in that moment, and you're about to interrupt it. Thinking silence means you're not doing your job. Actually, sometimes silence is the job. So here's the thing. If you're uncomfortable with silence, that's your work to do, not the client's problem to solve. Here's what I want you to take away. If you believe your client can think, you give them time to think. That's what trust looks like in practice. It's demonstrated through silence. This is where presence, emotional regulation, and trust all converge in your willingness to let there be space. So silence matters. But when exactly should you stay silent? There's a simple cue that tells you everything you need to know. Let's look at that next.